Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. In the last episode, we got kicked out of the crime scene by the killer himself, so it's time to take matters into our own hands. We need to prove Maggie Bird innocent. We need to make sure no one else gets accused of murder, other than, the actual murderer, and come closer to solving this case. Now, my voice has been a little bit off today. It's kind of scratchy and croaky, but I do want to get through this episode because it is a long holiday weekend here and I want to record when I have the chance. I'm sorry about this. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. With that said, let's get started. It is now 4:18 a.m., about 3 hours after the murder, and we're outside Edgeworth's office.
What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detectives.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir.
True. So then, what now?
Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Okay, so here is our second investigation. Let's see what we can find in this hallway. Let's start by having a chat with Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Anything of interest? Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share?
Oh, it's nothing. But I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim, too. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show.
No, it's actually just Portsman being a jerk. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too.
Of course! The tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Oh.
Friendship, detective? I think you're— oh, that's so sad. Oh man, Edgeworth is so harsh, so harsh. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity.
How can you say that, sir? And after all we've been through, too.
Talking to witnesses. About Miss Bird.
No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir.
Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position.
Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and touch the talk button. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask her about evidence, all you have to do is present it. After you choose what to show her, touch present again, and off you two go. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised by what they say.
Thank you for that explanation, though I don't recall asking for one.
Oh, just so you know, sir, you can show me evidence in the same way, too.
I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some questions of Miss Bird.
Ignored again.
Do we have anything that would cheer Gumshoe up? Probably not. Kinda want to ask him about his name in bloody letters. Oh, nope. This seems to be the generic I don't know anything message.
I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to arrest it.
Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. Oh, he's good at eating instant noodles? He's good at giving information away to defense attorneys? Something like that. I don't think anything else. We've shown him the gun before. He's safe.
I had no idea you had one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I've caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Miles Edgeworth.
There's a great deal you don't know about me. At least, I hope so. I don't know. Gumshoe cleaned his office pretty thoroughly. He probably found some interesting things in there. That's enough of that. Let us move on to something else. We'll go from left to right, so we'll start over here. This door isn't anything. This is our office. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I messed it up again. Ugh. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office.
Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir.
They have to be able to take their plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Wait, why? Doesn't their room number stay the same? Like, if it was their name, then I could see why they would take the number or take the tag out, but would they change room numbers? That's weird. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... okay. Door itself? A minimalist yet classy door made out of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force.
It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door.
Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. He's just a humble guy. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. He's actually saying something nice to Gumshoe. That's a first.
I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone?
And Gumshoe is very positive about it.
Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir.
See, there's something about the doorknob or the lock, maybe? I don't see any signs of forced entry.
And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir.
Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob?
Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wipes, they think.
Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. These chairs, or this bench here. Oops. Or not. Isn't there? Oh, yeah, here we go. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Oh, there's a book under there. I'll see what he says about the couch first. Or the bench. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. It doesn't look that high quality. I don't know.
Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know?
You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway?
Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful?
That's happened before in real life. Maybe I should give it a try sometime, to envision myself winning naturally. Now we'll look at the book. It's... oh.
Ah, isn't this that missing Zero Series file, sir?
No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind.
So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine.
Huh?
They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were.
And that means the thief must have also wanted to file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing.
wonder why anyone would care about such an old case.
Old cases matter a lot in Ace Attorney, so we'll see if we learn anything about this case sometime soon. Okay, that's it for that. Let us move on to... let's talk to Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. She's all sparkly-eyed like Larry gets.
I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key.
Okay, we'll remember that.
I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her through the present button.
Hey, first we'll ask about the victim.
Have you ever met the victim before?
Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Wraith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. Oh man, I think that says a lot about how their partnership was. That and the fact that Portsman named like 3 people Jim. That's not good. Not a good relationship.
On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them.
Okay, we'll ask Maggie a little bit about herself.
Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day, she got caught up in a murder, and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. Oh yeah, we've heard the story before. But if you think about it, that's actually, the fact that she survived is actually pretty lucky. I mean, maybe that's being too optimistic. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods. Failed at almost every test I've taken. That's not bad luck, that's just bad studying. Experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know! And just when I thought I finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Next, we have to show her the key, so let's do that.
So when did you discover that the master key was missing?
By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. It's around the time of the murder, actually. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those 2 times it wasn't just gone, but stolen, sir. New logic here? This key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. to 2:30 a.m.
Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place?
It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside your room, away from the window.
Always, you say? Except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sorta using it at the time.
Sorta using it?
What does that mean? It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge.
She used the master key?
Should we show her anything else? Let's show her this binder we just found. I don't think she'll have anything to say, but let's see. I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. Oh, she's just like Gumshoe.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like talking to another gumshoe.
Okay. Oh, the badge. Let's show her the badge. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor.
Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe.
With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. She's all sparkly-eyed again. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit?
I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you?
I guess not.
On second thought, they're actually on the same level.
Oh, they are kind of a good match with each other, even though they've kind of been through a lot, and Maggie has not been the biggest Gumshoe fan, but I don't know, I ship it.
What did you mean by you used the master key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. Oh, here's her salute. It's not Maggie Bird without a salute. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah!
What is it?
That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. How did you forget that? Oh my gosh. It was like 3 hours ago, and you just saw him, and he just accused you of murder. These are all very good reasons to remember someone.
What? Please tell me more, Ms. Bird, quickly.
Forgetful Mr. Portsman. More like forgetful Ms. Bird. Jeez. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the master key to him?
No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see. And then? What happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight.
Oh, another piece of key logic. This key was used to unlock and lock Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m.
Talk about suspicious! I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door.
Okay, that's it with Maggie. Let's keep moving on to from left to right here. Here's, I think, a basketball? Yep.
What is a basketball doing here? As Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in the hallway.
Yeah, who puts a basketball? Who is this guy? How is this guy allowed to put a basketball hoop in a hallway? Who does that? What about, I don't know, there has to be some rule against that or something. I guess if someone as famous as Edgeworth wanted a basketball hoop in the hallway, then maybe that would pass, but we've never heard of Portsman. Like, who is he? We don't know. He's probably not that big of a deal. Before we go to the door, let's talk to this guy.
Is everything alright?
Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning, and I'm finally at 154 pounds.
Good for you. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room.
Oh, everything's okay, sir.
A word of advice. Stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight.
Okay, that's interesting advice. Oh, look who it is! I love how the character design and the animation and stuff is such that you can tell exactly who this is, even though it's just like a guy in a suit who's tapping his head. But this, of course, is Prosecutor Winston Payne. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste.
Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is... He doesn't even know who he is. Who is this guy again? Oh man. Winston Payne has probably had a tough life. What is the basketball hoop doing here?
Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago?
So he dragged it, so Portsman dragged it inside? So when and why was it moved indoors?
I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently.
Drag it?
I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself.
Again, who is Portsman to be ordering police officers to drag a giant basketball hoop up, like, I don't know, is this the 12th floor because it's room 1202? Maybe? That's, there are so many reasons not to like Portsman. Oh, it is the 12th floor, jeez. All the way up to the 12th floor. So now we have Portsman's door. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. First, we have the number plate. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir.
So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202?
I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is on December 2nd.
Yup, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why.
I can think of at least 3. Ugh, why am I even wasting time thinking about this? It's so easy to get dragged into the gumshoe way of thinking. Oh wait, did we already see this with the other door? A minimalist yet classy door made out of top quality wood.
It's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambiance of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these.
No, he doesn't. Nonsense. See, even Edgeworth says so. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works.
Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work. Edgeworth doesn't even know who Winston Payne is, even though he just talked to him. Oh, that's sad. And shouldn't Payne have an office in this building too? Like, he's a prosecutor. Anyway. Mr. Payne, I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. So that's the door. We looked at the number plate. And we'll look at this handle / lock. The door is locked tight.
I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them.
Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar can get in. That must be who our culprit is.
Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? That's harsh. That's kind of clever, actually, but still very harsh. I think... Oh, this is the basketball hoop. I wonder if it'll say anything different.
It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop.
I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office.
But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here.
How long have I had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? Alright, I think that's it for this door. What else haven't we done? Should I? Oh, logic, of course. Okay, let's see what our logic is. The ones we had from the previous investigation inside the office are files in disarray and another handgun. The 2 new ones are master key was stolen and used a master key. I think the easiest thing is to link the 2 key pieces together, so let's go ahead and do that. And connect. Ms. Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir.
You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgot all about that. But thanks to you, I remember it now.
Yeah, she really has a bad memory, doesn't she?
You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing.
And?
Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
You pretended?
Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir.
So in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
Mr. Portsman's office. Okay.
Let's look at what that was. Ms. Bird unlocked the door, but the master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. And here we just get a close-up of the door. What if we look at... Is there anything new now that we know more about the door? Oh, there's a deduce option now. Okay, let's see. We have 4 possible deducible areas here. We have the number plate, the door, the handle, and the basketball hoop. So those are our only options. And in the organizer, it has to be the newer pieces. So we have 3 options here. The stolen file that we found under the bench, the master key, and the door. Ms. Bird unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. This can open every office door. It was stolen from the security office. And pages pertaining to a case tried 10 years ago by my predecessor are missing. I don't think it's that. So it's either the master key or the Mr. Portsman's office. The fact that it's not locked. Didn't it say it was locked? Hold on, what is this? The door is locked tight. Yes, yes, okay, so it is locked. We already saw this. Oh, I don't know, because when Portsman went to Edgeworth's office just now, maybe he locked... Wait, no, he couldn't have. I was thinking that Portsman would have like come to his office and locked it up when just before he came to Edgeworth's office to do his investigation. But if he had the key, he wouldn't have asked Maggie for it just like an hour earlier, whatever it was. So I'm gonna go with that. So we'll do the lock with the evidence about his door. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Oh yeah, okay, that's what it was.
Huh? You know, you're right.
Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means... what, sir?
It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
She opened a different door? But how can you prove that?
There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Okay, so it's all about the fingerprints right now. It's either prints on the master key, prints on the doorknob, or prints on the number plate. Oh, I don't really know. There's something I'm missing. Okay, I know it's not the key because if Portsman had needed the key, or if Portsman had stolen the key, like if he ever had his hands on it, then he wouldn't have gotten Maggie to open the door for him. He would have just opened it himself. And we know that there was probably a second person involved in this crime because there is evidence of a second handgun in the office. So it's not the key. It could be the number plate because it's possible that Portsman swapped the number plates on the 2 office doors, on his door and Edgeworth's door, and tricked Maggie that way. I don't know what the doorknob would have to do with... I almost want to say it's the doorknob just because I'm not sure how that's related. Or I'm not sure how that would prove anything. I'm gonna go with, oh jeez. I'm gonna go with the number plate and see what happens. Okay, so prints on the number plate. Oh, I think I'm wrong. The music didn't stop. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all that we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Oh jeez. Ah, damn it. Like... well, for example, and such as... well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant... now you're just deflecting. Come on. Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles.
Wow, that was amazing, sir. How did you know?
I like how Edgeworth is sort of docking Gumshoe's pay by saying that, even though Edgeworth was the one who got it wrong. Poor Gumshoe. Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... we need to examine these. Okay, it's the doorknob. It's the doorknob.
Wait, or not? Oh my god. Are you serious?
The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you! Yeah, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective.
Is that what that is? This is the animation that I thought where Gumshoe was like frothing at the mouth before. I guess he's flaring his nostrils. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive.
Huh? I'm lost, sir.
Yeah, I am too, actually. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this door? Oh! Oh my god. Ah. Can we just pretend during this LP that I've never played this game before, because it'll be a lot less embarrassing that way. Oh my gosh, okay. It's Maggie, because she would have opened the door for Portsman, so her prints need to be on the doorknob. I didn't look at her profile. Maggie Bird, age 23. Gumshoe knew her from when she was an officer. She now works as nighttime security. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked the door are absent?
You mean...
yes, the doorknob Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Mr. Portsman's office data updated.
What have we here?
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay, you guys, my voice is completely shot, so I'm gonna end the episode here. We've made some progress out here, even though we're not in the crime scene anymore. We're still discovering interesting things, but as you can see, we still have a bit more of investigating to do. We will save that for the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!